Throughout my career, in terms of meetings or in terms of the office environment that I'm in, there are very few minorities. Sometimes I might be the only person in my department or office, or it's only a handful of us in our office or department. And I believe that because of the way society is heading, and I believe that in order for minorities, especially African Americans, to try and better themselves, I have started to speak out and write about how to get minorities more involved into STEM. But I have never actually explained why a minority should get involved in STEM. And in my view, I believe there are many reasons why one should, but I'm only going to talk about a few specific ones today. The first reason I believe a minority should get involved in STEM is to embrace the future. The society of the world, and especially American society, is becoming a more technological society. You see it all the time. The invention of Facebook, the reliance on Google, the reliance on medical devices or medical drugs, the fact that a lot of the manufacturing jobs are being taken away, the fact that a lot of small businesses are now technological firms. You see what's happening in San Francisco, in which that is becoming a more technological city, and many of the old jobs that existed in that city are now no longer there, and people are essentially being priced out of the market. And I believe that in order for minorities to be able to take a part of this, then they need to be more involved in STEM and become engineers and to become scientists so they can be the Mark Zuckerbergs of the world or the Bill Gates of the world or the Steve Jobs of the world. There is no reason why a minority can be like that instead of being the ones who are missing out on taking advantage of the transference of the society. I truly believe that as more minorities get involved in STEM, that we can become like that we can become Mark Zuckerberg, or we can become the CEO of this great company that the politicians and the world leaders have to pay attention to, that people can look at, or young minority kids can look at and say, I want to be like that when I grow up. Just like how Jackie Robinson was able to usher in African Americans and eventually minorities being more involved in sports, or how Obama has been an inspiration to many minorities in terms of becoming politically active. I believe that as a society as a whole become more involved or more technologically involved, that minorities can take advantage of this and embrace the future. Another reason I feel that minorities should become more involved in STEM is that, on a fun note, you get to learn about the world. You get to learn about how things operate and why things operate. Why is the moon important to the earth? How come there are stars in the sky? How come bacteria are able to adapt to the drugs that we use to kill them? How is it that Zika is able to do what it does? Or how come Ebola was able to transfer from an animal to a human? How come this medical device is able to cure all these diseases? Or how come this drug is able to cure all these diseases? How come that oceans are important? Why is climate change important? Why do humans act the way that they act? Or how does basketball work? Or how does bowling work? Because sports to me is nothing but applied science. STEM allows you to learn such things, and it allows you to develop solutions for the problems that are enveloping this world. Science to me is the future, and it allows you to open up those mysteries. It allows you to take those mysteries, find solutions to those mysteries, and allows you to help the world. It allows you to have a positive influence on this world. It allows you to be remembered. You could come up with the next great invention and society will thank you. And sometimes society won't thank you, but you will be able to say, I made a positive influence in this world. I have been able to help someone become well, or to solve problems, or to help deal with the climate situation, to provide better energy. STEM allows you to do such things. So if you have a curiosity and you have the ability to come up with solutions with problems, STEM is the right career path for you to be able to learn about science and to explore new things in this world. STEM, as if I didn't hint at it earlier, STEM allows you to change the world. I remember when Steve Jobs passed and they were saying how he has been able to change the world. Well, how come a minority can't be like that? Or Mark Zuckerberg with the invention of Facebook. How come a minority can't do that? Or all these medical devices that I see, or these drugs that I see being invented. How come minorities can't own the companies that develop such wonderful things? By getting involved in STEM, you will be able to change the world. It might be on a macro level, which means that you'll be able to be the CEO and everybody will know you, or it could be at the micro level in which you are able to come up with this great invention or discovery that allows someone to be able to take it to the next level, to be able to apply it to the overall society. STEM allows you to do such things, and STEM will allow you to help people and to change the world to how you want it to be changed. I don't know what to do about climate change. Well, STEM will allow you to do something about climate change. Well, I don't understand how people act the way they act. Well, science can help you understand why humans act in certain ways or why animals act in certain ways. You will be able to learn such things through science. I truly believe that science is the future, and science will be able to help many of the issues that plague the society. Which goes to my last point. STEM allows you to be a positive influence to other minorities. As I mentioned earlier, there are not a lot of minorities in this society, especially in American society. And when I go talk to audiences about the situation, they are amazed that I have been able to make it to the point that I've been able to make it to. And I remember one time I was talking to some kids in DC, and they were happy that I was able to talk to them because they don't see a lot of African American men who are engineers come back and talk to them about their experiences, because in many instances that's not what they see in their lives. And I remember when Obama was able to become president, and especially now with Hillary Clinton on the verge of becoming the Democratic nominee, that has a positive influence on people. You might not agree with their policies, but you see them able to do something, and subconsciously that breaks many people's belief that it's possible. I remember when, or before Obama became president, there was oftentimes in the black community that will say that an African American can never become president because he or she will get shot trying to run for the office. Well, Obama broke that taboo. And while there might not someone right now on the verge of being able to run for president, that taboo has been broken. And now other people, other minorities can entertain a thought of running for president. I want that same thing to be with minorities in STEM. I want to see minorities who are running these huge corporations trying to change the world or trying to come up with solutions to the society. There should be no reason why it should be white men who are operating these firms. Minorities are just as capable of starting up these firms. It doesn't require a lot of money. A lot of these people create it in their house. And I believe that once this starts to happen, more minorities will become invested and want to become involved in STEM. Therefore, I feel that why minorities should be invested in STEM. You get to explore new things. You get to come up with ideas and solutions that plague the society. You get to embrace the future, which is a more technological society. You get to change the world, and ultimately, you get to have a positive influence in your community. Thank you.